This is my story, and my name is Zaki, and I like to say hello to my daughter, Shantoya. Love you.
So, guys, we got brother Zaki here with us. This is the second week with us. Talking about just a little bit on the first podcast, how it feels just to be, able to come back, and do you feel like it helped you?
Well, not only did it help me, it gives me a chance to be able to just speak out to people and to be in front of a camera and talking to people about the situation that went on within my life and the people that's are in my life. Um, to hit on notes about the day ceremony that the pastor give is leading by an example. Uh, at our age right now, that's what we are working on, are leading by an example. So we can get started.
Tell us a little bit of front history about your life story.
Oh, okay. Well, uh, I started at the age of 9 years old as being a boxer, working to be a boxer. And I won some AAU competitions. I won some Golden Glove competitions back in 1975, and I'm going back now. Back in 1975 and '76, I had a chance to go to the Olympic tryouts, the one that Sugar Ray Leonard went to, but we didn't get to go because we was stealing. We was still out stealing and being bad. So they didn't want us to be around them doing that, the coaches and stuff, and we blew that opportunity. So I became a, a good boxer, a good fighter. So they started sending us to boys' homes, like Bowley, Helena, Whitaker, Taft. They start sending us to these boys and girls boys' homes, and in these boys' homes, we're supposed to be like they kind of straighten it up to where we don't end up in prison. But it turned around that we ended up in prison, coming from these boys' homes. So I was a boxer back then, and in Bowley, I became one of the dukes of Bowley. They called it a duke, one of the guys that you fight a lot, and the house parents betting on you while you fighting. The gym teacher bet on you while you fighting if you winning and you doing this. So I became one of the dukes of Bowley. Then when I ended up going to the penitentiary at the age of 16, everybody knew me from my Golden Glove days for being the Duke of Bowley, and then in prison. So now everybody want to try me out in prison. So
Let's talk about you were one of the people that jumped out of the fifth floor. Let's just give a little backstory on that. Could you just talk a little bit about that?
yeah, um, at the age of 16, I ended up going to the city jail in Oklahoma City, and me and two or three more guys, we ended up overpowering the guard in the Oklahoma City jail, and we overpowered the guard and uh, just rolling with the devil. That's all I can say. Rolling with the devil. We overpowered the guard, and we ended up jumping 5 stories out of the city jail. Um, we was going to jump from one rope from the top for the fifth floor to the third floor, and from the third floor on down. But the first brother to jump split his leg. A bone split out his leg. So we had to jump down to that roof, and then from that roof on down to the next level. And I ended up breaking both of my ankles. So I was down on the ground with my ankles broke. The brother that got away, I don't want to mention his name because he's passed away now, but the brother that got away, he jumped and he made it and he got away. But they killed him about 3 or 4 months later. Uh, after that, the police did. But that started my journey of going to prison. When they put me back in the city jail, they sent me over to the county so I could be certified as an adult because I was 16. So they put me over there, put casters on my foot, sent me into a special tank because I hadn't been certified yet as an adult. But once they certified me as an adult, then they put me in the tank with the big fellas. But my journey started right there as I headed towards going to the penitentiary at the age of 16. I was still wild, still uneducated, wild, uneducated, not listening. Uh, my mom said I was bullheaded, and I was being bullheaded still, you know. But that was my journey on my way to the prison.
In Texas, how you got sent out there, and just tell us a little bit a story about some things that happened on in prison.
Okay. Uh, I've been in McAllister, Oklahoma, for so many years, and when I went to McAllister, there was a unit that they had built. It was called H Block. On H Block, it's real secure and it's underground. This is a block was made to for you to be just straight animal. You know, it's called Supermax to be a straight animal down there because on that block there was death row, there were uh, seg segregation, and to be on that block, you had to really have done something to be out there on H block. So uh, some things happened for me to get on H block and to be there with all of those people that was really doing bad things. You know, uh, I kind of got sidetracked and did some things on H block that had me sent from out of Oklahoma to Texas, to Huntsville, Texas, the Walls unit. Um, Living the life as uh, an inmate inside of a supermax is something that nobody should ever experience or ever live. Me myself, I was rolling bad with the devil, rolling bad with the devil, brothers. My past as a youth, coming up, stealing, robbing, uh, and so on, really took a toll on me as I went to prison. So when I went to prison, was in McAllister, and they sending me to Texas, Huntsville, Texas. It really got bad on me because I'm dealing with a different mindset of brothers in Texas, in Huntsville, the Wall Unit. That's where the Chainsaw Massacre and all these people used to be housed there before they got the Supermax over there. But a lot of things really happened to me as far as um, me acting up the way I acted up. I didn't think that I was going to be able to live to be able to talk to anybody about this right now. But as you can see, God gave me a second chance, brothers. God give me a second chance, and um, I could speak for the brothers that's still locked up right now, that they having a hard time in segregation in Texas, even in the Oklahoma at H block. All I can say is that I asked God for help, bro, and look at me now. I'm 64 years old, and I went in when I was 16 years old, and God really helped me out. And it's hard for me to really um, adapt to society right now because of how long that I've been locked up and the people that was around me and the things that I've done while I was locked up. I've done some good things, but not all things inside the institution that I done was bad, but I done some good things too. As the brothers that's looking at this right now, they can verify that I did come out good on the behalf of being bad or trying to continue to save my life while I was in there. Um, I was wanting to be able to loosen up a little bit, and I'm trying my best to loosen up and to be able to speak to someone that can really relate to what I'm talking about and the things that I talk about as far as being locked up. But being that I'm out and I have a reunion of being out for 20 years now, I feel pretty good. Anything else?
Man, you got sent to Texas, really to get rid of, and I mean to get killed. Like,
Yeah,
to be completely honest, like,
yeah.
what was your mindset? You know, you had spoke on a story on like how they put you in the cell and you knew at that time that you had to make it out.
Yeah.
Like could you talk about your mindset just going into that situation?
Well, I knew that when they sent me from H Block to Texas, that they wanted me not to come back home. So they wanted to set me up with the different families in Texas. Uh, uh, they're not called gangs too much down there. It's called families down there. So they want to put me in a cell with one of these guys who is over one of the families down there, and they want him to get rid of me. So my mind setting was when I got there was to save my life. Only thing I knew how to save my life was to get me a knife, a burner, this we call it. And to keep that with me will save my life. So the not mind frame that I was in at that time that was the only friend that I had. God turned out to be the only friend that I had. Me having that burner with me saved my life. So uh, my mind frame that I was in at that time, brother, I could tell you that it was no good, bro. It was no good. It was just uh, to be alive, to stay alive, and to be alive. And the only way I can do that is to watch what's going on with the people that I was around and who's around me.
Let's talk about that night. We can say like for instance, like long story short, but how was that night?
Well, that night was I stayed up all night. Me and this guy uh, fighting all night. He didn't know that I knew how to fight. He thought I was one of those guys they call down there neutrons. When you're not with a gang or nothing, like they call you a neutron. So he thought I was just one of those neutrons or nobody, right? But we up all night fighting to 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, right? My nose busted, blood going everywhere. He busted up, right? So the compound is so big down there, they start breakfast like at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning to feed the whole compound, right? So I ended up getting out to go to the infirmary, and him too. But I wasn't going to the infirmary to get no medication. I was going to the infirmary to to see if I can catch somebody coming out of one of the units and to get me a what you call a burner, a knife, you know. Because when I go back to the cell, I was gonna take care of this guy and then make sure that this don't happen to me anymore. So uh, I found one of the guys coming out of the unit. I was speaking Arabic to him, and I was telling him, "Shadu la ilaha illallah wa shadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah." And the guy pulled over the side and came to me and he said, uh, "Who are you?" And I told him who I were, right? And I told him I need to burn him for what, and I told him, right? Anyway, I ended up getting 7 years for that. They put in SEG for that because I took care of the guy that I was in the cell with. He didn't die, but long story short, he got messed up instead of me being messed up. So they put me in SEG for that. So I'm in SEG and I'm praying to God about what am I doing wrong. I'm trying to do right, but I need to try to save my life too because they're trying to kill me. So uh, eventually, that's what happened to me to be able to settle down and to realize that God is the best of planners, and when God plans, don't can't nobody deteriorate His plan. So I finally come out that situation, bro.
Let's talk about some changes that you were able to make with while you were in the institution.
Uh, when I embraced Islam when I was before I even went to prison at the age of 9 years old. I was with the Nation of Islam, so I already was on my way, and uh, and I was studying the Bible from Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Old Testament law, Joshua, Judges, Ruth, First, Second Samuel, First, Second King, and First, Second Chronicle. So I already was studying uh, about Christianity and Islam before I even went to prison. So as I went to prison, things was like uh, I was still in the bad lane. I call it the bad lane. I was still in the bad lane, still doing things, fighting and all this type of stuff. But God finally settled me down. And as he settled me down, I started realizing there's another path I need to be on. The path I need to be on is the path of doing something that God wants me to do, and that's to be able to help save souls. So things started turning around for me after I got out of SEG, put me in SEG in Texas. But while I was in SEG for a whole year, I prayed and I asked God for help and asking God, what was I doing wrong? And I had to look within myself. And as I was looking within myself and started finding out what was wrong inside me, the change came about.
One other question I want to talk about, man. Let's talk about just how the brothers are watching this. You got people in prison watching this right now, man. Like, what type of encouraging words truly would you like to give them in regards to like, how you are speaking up on situations, like how you are becoming that voice to them, the encouraging words that you can do to help them right now. You can say something to them right now. What would you say?
I like to say to the brothers is that uh, God said that He won't change the condition of the people or the person until they learn how to change the condition within themselves. So that's what happened to me. I had to learn how to change the condition within myself to be able to change the condition that was going on with me. And for the brothers that's in there, we walk that walk, we talk that talk, bro. And I've been out for 20 years now, and God has been on my mind all the time, every day. And not acting like I'm holy denial or not like that, but there's help. There's help for real. And if you believe and if you keep your belief in God, things will turn around for you. Look at me right here. Brothers see me now, and they're gonna see me now, right? They be like, "Wow, is that John Wayne?" They used to call me that, but my Muslim name is Zaki. And when they see me now, they're gonna be like, "Wow, man," you know. But it's the belief in God, bro. I mean, it don't make you hold it now, but it'll turn you around. It'll turn your whole life around. Where you can get back out in society and do the right thing out here. And the right thing out here is educating your people. I mean, we inside the institution right now. Man, brothers are so smart, man. They're intelligent. They're getting degrees and everything. I'm not saying everybody in the institution is acting a fool or doing crazy stuff, but they're getting being smart and getting degrees and stuff. So out here, the people out here are needing what we learning by studying in there. They need it out here, and they need our help.
Let's just talk about that real quick, like about how you did some time with a brother, and then like he's out, and you got to meet with him, and
Yeah,
uh,
yeah. Brother Omar Mohammed is who I'm finna meet up with. He's one of the brothers that was with me in the Nation of Islam back in 1969. So Brother Muhammad, he's the imam here at the mosque on 23rd in Oklahoma City. Me and him been really uh, setting an example and leading by an example for not only just the youth, but for the elderly brothers too. I thank Allah for letting the brother be able to be in my life to where we can show a difference, not only to just the people out in society, but show a difference within ourselves. Uh, so I'm getting ready to have a meeting with him and a couple more brothers, and we just building. We're just going to be building. Um, Pastor Colbert is a pastor that I'll be at his church on Sundays, and we're building. We're building, and not only are we building, but there's some spiritual healing going on. Um, my smile that I've been talking about, I'm trying to get it back. I'm trying my best to get it back. I'm asking God each and day for that smile that I need back for so much trauma and so much stuff that's been going on in my life throughout the institution. Uh, I'm here for you, brothers. Okay.
and then another question: how did you meet Pastor Kobe?
Uh, there's a park in Oklahoma City. It's called McKinley Park. I had just had a stroke. Uh, Look at me now. You see how God helped me out. But I had just had a stroke, and I was just trying to get myself back together by walking and exercising and doing the normal things that I normally do as an athlete. And the pastor, he's uh, the guy who runs the McKinley Park, and he sees me. So he says one day, he said, "Hey, bro, can I walk with you?" Yes, I said, "Well, you can walk with me. Come on, I'm trying to get myself together here." So he walking with me and talking with me, and then we got to talking, and he finding out that me and his dad used to run down on Second Street together. So in Oklahoma City. So I'm like, "Wow, that's your dad?" Yeah. So we talking and walking and stuff, and one thing led to the other. As we walked and talked, the spiritual awareness that he had within himself and the spiritual awareness that I have within myself, we started talking in verse, talking in just versatile with each other. And one thing led to the other, right? And we've been friends from that day on, and we continue to be friends. I worry about him, he worry about me. He called me, I call him. So there's help out here, bro. I mean, there's people out here that can really uh, give us much encouragement and help.
Then last question is for you, brother Zaki, is how you go to prison and you got to be so tough and strong all for like all the time that you did. Guys in prison, and let's just talk about how like you're opening up now. Like how it's taken you to get to that point to be able to open up, and how does it feel to be doing that right
Right now, it's really been a struggle to be able to talk to people that's never been in the institution, never been locked down like I've been locked down. Not only me, but other brothers. How long we've been locked down and been in SEG or been in H Block and been in places like that. Um, it's just for me to be able to loosen up. I ask God for that. Like I ask God every day. I ask Him that. When I pray in the morning, I pray in I still pray. I still bow down and pray. But I'm still asking God for that. I'm asking for forgiveness. I keep asking God for forgiveness, and I'm asking Him that I can be able to just uh, not only just open up, but to be more relaxed, to being able to talk to people and let people know, hey man, it's okay to loosen up just a little bit more. People out in society is not against us. They're not after us. They're not downing us. They want us to be better. They want us to do better. Um, the people that I'm around now, right now, as I'm speaking into this camera, they want us to do better. They want me to be better. They see that I can be better. They say that I can do better. You brothers, um, you have a story, and I mean a real story, and uh, to be able to tell your story or be able to release your story, it's going to take a lot, bro. Because it took me a lot, to be able to sit here and do what I'm doing right now. I ask God for help every day. I ask God for help before we started, and I continue to ask for help. Um, but loosen up. We getting there. We're getting there.
now? That was a small portion of brothers like you. We still got a lot to speak
Yeah.
on, and would love to have some of our Muslim brothers come
Yeah.
through also, and we can all just do this together, man.
Yes, sir.
Like we the bridge. I feel like we had the opportunity. You, Pastor Colbert, Brother Zaki, and all the other brothers, man. We in this together,
Yes, sir.
and God's on our side. Any other closing words you'd like to say?
Say peace to all your brothers, man, and uh, give our glory to God, and uh, um, say salam alaikum to brother Omar Muhammad, uh, Pastor Colbert, and his family, his first lady, uh, my fiance, her name is Cormita Johnson, for helping me with the stroke I had and helping me right now today, and I really appreciate that. So those are my last words for now.
Amen.
This is my story, and my name is Zaki, And I like to say hello to my daughter, Shantoya. Love you.
All right.